Howdy, I'm Mark Connolly, Mayor of the City of Bryan, Texas. I'm sorry I can't be with you for the 2009 National Summit on Your City's Families in the beautiful city of Boston. We do have an outstanding delegation representing Bryan, including a couple of my fellow city council members, city staff, community volunteers, and leaders of our nonprofit organizations. Bryan has been a member city with NLC for many years and has benefited greatly from technical assistance projects such as early childhood initiatives and currently helping families achieve financial stability. It is my pleasure to introduce you through this video to some of the successful strategies and interventions we're employing in the city of Bryan to reduce poverty and improve the quality of life for our citizens. Here in Bryan, we agree with NLC and municipal leaders across the country that the health and well-being of families and children is what strengthens communities. I hope you have a great summit. If you are ever in the great state of Texas, drop by and pay us a visit. In Bryan, we think we enjoy living the good life, Texas style.
For this next story, we take a look at 3 days of workshops held by Bryan principals and administrators as they set plans and make goals for the upcoming school year.
BISD and Project Unity worked together to put on a poverty simulation. Its purpose was to give a small taste of what life can be like on an extremely limited income. Participants had to survive 1 month living below the poverty line by paying rent and utilities, buying food and clothing, keeping their children in school,
great, good job,
and all the while responding to all the unexpected financial factors in life.
When people think of poverty, they often think of just families that are actually on welfare or get a welfare check, but actually this kind of simulation is designed for people to experience what families may feel like earning under $20,000 a year. So there's really kind of, poverty is about money. It's really about how much do you make a year. And
get some help with that food.
we had a school, we had the bank, the pawn shop, we had the employer, obviously, so that families could go to work. And everyone had a role to play. They had to play a role, a member of the family unit. So we had adults that were playing 9-year-olds, adults that were playing 17, 16, 15, 8-year-old kids that would go to school. And we also had adults going to work, but each member of the family had to experience a daily life. They were instructed at the grocery store that when families came to buy groceries, they were to only speak to them in Spanish. This was kind of putting the ball in the court where there was a lack of communication to just buy something as simple as food. When you really see a family that lives daily in situations where multiple factors are influencing their lives and where their daily life is just survival and how to make it until the end of the day, make it until the end of the week, it really does impact that person going through the simulation.
I can pay my loan off while I'm here, my loan note? You sure can, okay.
The commitment that Bryan Independent School District leadership made to go through this simulation is a commitment that clearly indicates that kind of resolve, that they want every child and every family to experience successful school life. And in order to actually break families out of the cycle that they saw yesterday, this was by far the most successful simulation that we have done to date.
Well, I guess that's just one of many steps that our administrators take to get ready for the upcoming school year.
It is, and I think with the poverty simulation, it shows that we always try to keep our training relevant and make sure that our administrators and principals are prepared to handle any situation they may encounter.
This next series of videos will highlight some initiatives by the United Way of the Brazos Valley. United Way's community impact is about people helping people. You will hear from a Texas A&M University student from the Mays Business School on the impact of his accounting class assisting with tax preparation at the United Way's Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Sites, or VITA.
So we do everything from standard deductions to itemized deductions. We look at their W-2s and the information they bring in, and we input it in our tax software. So we learn a lot about tax law and a lot of different things that go on with low-income individuals and how to, do their taxes. The good thing about this class is you really get to get out into the community and help individuals. It's a bit of a different dichotomy from what we usually do, because in class you're usually just learning from books or whatever it may be, but here you get real-world experience helping individuals, and you can see it on their faces when they leave. They really enjoy the service we're giving them.
Next, you will see a clip of a Money Smart class conducted by the Texas AgriLife Extension Service of the Brazos County. The FDIC-sanctioned class taught attendees the basics on money skills and banking relationships. There was an introduction to credit, a course on acquiring and managing a checking account, information on budgeting and savings, and tips on tracking your money. The last 5 weeks focused on consumer rights, credit cards, loans, and home ownership. The Money Smart course is a requirement for individuals who have qualified for an individual development account. Finally, you will see a clip of an IDA client opening a bank account at a local Citibank branch. Individual development accounts, or IDAs, are special match savings accounts designed to help those with modest means establish a pattern of regular savings and ultimately purchase a productive asset. Savings and match money may be used toward the purchase of a home, to start a small business, or further their education. Matched dollars for IDAs come from many different sources, such as government agencies, private companies, churches, or local charities. IDAs are usually offered through programs that involve partnerships between local nonprofit organizations and financial institutions. The IDA program sponsor recruits participants for the IDA program, provides financial education classes, and may also provide one-on-one counseling and training to participants. After signing up for an IDA program, each participant will open up an account with the partnering bank or credit union. The bank or credit union handles all transactions to and from the IDA, just as they do with other types of savings accounts. An IDA program can be as short as 1 year long or as long as 5 years from beginning to end. IDA participants are allowed to withdraw money as soon as they have reached their savings goal, but they must first get approval from the IDA program sponsor. Some IDA participants choose one big savings goal, such as a home, but others save for a number of related goals, such as textbooks and college tuition. By convening community members from the private sector, nonprofit agencies, education, government, and faith-based organizations, United Way can accomplish collectively more than any group can on its own. United Way's community impact is focused on achieving lasting change in community conditions, because not only people, but results matter.
First, we'll send you to the Family Solutions Kickoff, which is an interactive program between several different entities in our community.
Family Solutions is an organization of individuals from all over the Bryan College Station area. Their main goal is to mentor as many at-risk families and students as they possibly can.
Family Solutions is a group that gets together to try to find solutions to issues, talk about what's going on, what are the things that we need to work together on. And then the family partners are for those who want to step up to the next level of participation in the lives of students and families.
Local attorney Daniel Hernandez founded the program, and at the kickoff luncheon at the College Station Hilton, he reminded attendees that they can make a difference in other people's lives through the relationships they already have. One of the individuals who answered the Family Solutions call is Jeannie McGuire, the president of Project Unity, which is a local organization that already helps families in poverty.
As we've seen our economy, our communities begin to suffer more from the downturn in the economy, I can't think of a better time for this kind of luncheon, this kind of conversation to take place.
McGuire is in a unique position because she's directly connected to individuals who are trained to help families in need.
We have professionals that work with families one-on-one, but we have thousands of families that need us, and we can't be there. We can't be everywhere. And so when he had this kind of idea, I thought, you know, I have some expertise in helping to train folks that do want to work one-on-one with our community, individuals.
Several members of the Family Solutions team are also employees with the City of Bryan. And Bryan City Manager David Watkins, who has been acting as a mentor himself, enjoys the opportunity Family Solutions gives him to help others from the beginning stages.
There are a lot of very good programs out there, but a lot of them you almost have to be a Harvard MBA to figure out. And so what we try to do is we try to help them access programs that enable them to finish high school and go on to become a productive member of society.
One of the conclusions that was reached early on was that money is not the real biggest barrier. It's about connecting the dots, connecting relationships for people who somehow get blindsided because they don't know that they don't know.
First, we have a special feature on our Community Development Department, some of the special programs that they do, and some of the people that they help.
It's good to be home. That's not just a catchy slogan, it's the attitude that permeates throughout Bryan's Community Development Department. The CD department is tasked with facilitating the distribution of government funds to Bryan residents who fall in the low to moderate income categories.
So what we're really looking at is usually individuals who are very hardworking, who just for some reason can't quite make, for instance, the repairs on their house or the rehab on their house.
They help those people through various housing programs. There's a home buyer's assistance program, a minor housing repair program, and a housing rehab program, just to name a couple of them. All of those are meant to not only help out the individuals, but also the entire city of Bryan.
Helping people feel good about Bryan, good about living here, and that the city cares about them and that we're doing our part, you know, to help them help themselves.
Gwendolyn Wells is one Bryan resident who took advantage of the home buyer's assistance program. After receiving some help, she left her renting days behind and now owns her own home.
Oh, it's really awesome because now I know, hey, I ain't got to worry about getting evicted or being told you got to move because I done sold this apartment, because twice I had to do that in an apartment because as soon as I moved in, somebody else bought it and you had to go move and find another place. So now I know I'm here, this is it, and it's all mine.
And does Ms. Wells think she could have bought her own home without the help?
No way. There was no way, because they gave me the $15,000 down payment assistance to even get the house. And ain't no telling when I would have been able to come up with that much money working on the job I work on. So this is a blessing. And I tell anybody, go through the program, do what you have to do, and qualify.
It's not just individuals who directly receive funds from CD. They also contribute to agencies throughout the area. Organizations like Scotty's House, the Sexual Assault Resource Center, Twin City Mission, United Way, and the Brazos Valley Food Bank all benefit from CD funds.
We're looking at partnering with different agencies in the community that provide assistance, but also try to go one step further and provide some type of financial assistance or financial counseling.
Around 900 kids benefited this summer as well from that community development money. Portions of Bryan Parks and Recreation summer camp was funded by CD.
Without the community development block grant, the kids would not have the wonderful opportunity of being able to play with our staff and learn the types of things that they do each summer.
In the end, everything that community development does is for the people, which in turn benefits Bryan, and it starts with CD's staff.
To work in CD, you really, you've got to have a connection to people in your community, and you got to have that desire and that passion to help people.
I take my hats off to you all. I appreciate every little bitty thing and every big thing that y'all helped me go through the process to get where I am today, because I'm in my 50s, and to me it'd be hard right now in this day and time with the economy like it is to have that money to come up with a house. And for the people at the city of Bryan to open the doors and get that grant money to come in for people to get their houses, I think it's really great.
Bond echoes the philosophy of all the CD staff when she says she loves to have a job that she looks forward to each and every day.
When you can actually tell that you helped somebody, that you made a difference, that you made their lives safer and healthier, and just more pleasing to them, it's just astounding. I don't know what else to say.
Over 100 community volunteers recently spent some time in neighborhoods knocking on doors looking for students who have dropped out and hoping to bring them back to school.
The whole goal of the Community Blitz is to let students who have dropped out of school know that the community cares about them and their future, and that they're wanted back in school.
And got together and sponsored going out on a walk to see if we could recover students who are not coming to school, and why they're not coming to school, if we could reduce some of those barriers to help them get to school.
Approximately 100 community volunteers under the leadership of the Family Solutions Network went door to door looking for about 100 students who were on the attendance rolls last year but did not show up for classes this year and have not graduated from high school. The volunteers went out in groups of about 8 to 10 people with at least one representative of the following organizations: the school district, the city of Bryan, the faith community, the business community, Texas A&M University, the Brazos County Juvenile Probation Department, and a bilingual volunteer.
Truly, the great thing about Bryan is this is a community that really cares. They really do care. And the more lives we can touch like that and spread the message, the better it is. The more kids will get back in school.
A year ago, Bryan Council member Ann Horton started Bank On It, an initiative designed to get every Bryan resident a bank account. The next step in that program was to get the local banks on board. The Bank On It initiative has moved quickly from an idea to an actual program, and now it's closer than ever to helping Bryan residents become banked. The most recent event called together bankers from across the area to educate them about how they can help with the Bank On It program. Mayor Connolly opened the program with some sobering stats about check cashing businesses that can prey on the unbanked.
Without a bank account, the average person will spend 4 to 5% of their income at check cashers each year. An unbanked employee making $20,000 a year will spend somewhere between $800 and $1,000 a year simply cashing his or her check. In a lifetime, that same unbanked employee will spend more than $40,000 cashing checks.
Councilmember Ann Horton first got the idea for Bank On It when she attended a National League of Cities event a year ago in Washington, D.C. She says when she first ran for council, she wasn't aware of the financial issues of Bryan residents.
I ran on the usual platform: expanding our sales tax base, improving our infrastructure, keeping taxes down, upgrading our aging areas, you know, the usual stuff. But nowhere in my platform did I include anything about our citizens, the needs that they have.
Once she got to the NLC conference, it didn't take long until she was determined to help the financial standing of Bryan residents.
What turned it around for me were the ideas and the strategies that could be used for these families if they just had a little nest egg to get started. We could help people out of their situations if only they had that little nest egg. If only they were educated as to what was out there for them.
The next step for Bank On It will include committee meetings featuring the banking institutions to try to determine what accounts they can offer for the unbanked.